Welcome back to the neighborhood. My name is Dylan Wren.
And my name is Andrew Kimball.
Most of us probably have some games that we wish would make a comeback. Maybe it's a series that we played as kids that we'd love to see a new entry in, or it could be a game that has never gotten a sequel that we're hoping for. It might even be a game that's had sequels, but kind of fell off in quality or shifted from the game that we enjoyed. Today, we're going to be talking about those games. We've each picked 3 games or series that we'd personally love to see make a comeback. So without further ado, let's jump into it.
My first game is actually 2. I'm going to talk about Rock Band and Guitar Hero. Both of these game series are a huge part of my teenage years. I spent hours mastering the solos in Guitar Hero 3 or jamming out as a full band in Rock Band. These games were so unique in the way that they played and how they integrated the social aspect of gaming. Rocking out to licensed music with a plastic guitar or drum set to an incredible rhythm game is one of my favorite gaming memories. I still own and occasionally play Rock Band 4, but the instruments are getting pretty old at this point and are no longer being manufactured. It would be great to see a modern refresh of the series. And don't even get me started on the big mess that was Guitar Hero Live.
And my first game is Brutal Legend. As a fan of metal music, Brutal Legend was such an awesome love letter to the genre. The cameos by some of the biggest names, the art and style of the story, all of it just oozed so much character. Jack Black as the main character, Eddie Riggs, was a perfect casting. The soundtrack was epic and like a history lesson of the metal genre. Exploring the open world was like constantly looking at views that could be an album cover. The RTS bits of the game were a bit weird, but I personally loved them. I mean, come on, you recruit units that killed the enemy by headbanging them to death. All in all, this was a fantastic game, and I'd love it if there were a sequel or spiritual successor.
My next game is Star Fox. I played the GameCube Star Fox games, especially Star Fox Assault, a bunch in my younger years. I also really enjoyed Star Fox Command on the DS. I would love to see a modern reboot or reimagining of this franchise. It has so much style and personality that it seems a shame to continue to leave it dormant. There was an on-rails shooter game released on the Wii U that didn't leave any sort of lasting impression. I personally would like to see something more in line with Star Fox Assault, where the gameplay is divided between the vehicle warfare and third-person action on foot as well.
My next game is Majesty. Majesty was one of the first PC games I ever played, and it has remained one of my favorites. The concept of not being able to really control your units and only being able to somewhat influence what they are doing by setting bounties was such a unique idea that I still really haven't seen replicated. I have spent countless hours building up massive cities and recruiting tons of heroes, and loved getting to watch the organic stories unfold, like your favorite wizard charging into battle against a dragon and getting obliterated. They did make a sequel to this game that kept a lot of the core ideas, but just didn't have the same charm as the original. If they remade the original or released Majesty 3, this would be a day one purchase for me.
My number 1 game is Titanfall. Titanfall 2 is one of the best first-person shooters of all time and probably my favorite game in the genre. EA sent it out to die by releasing it the same day as Battlefield 1. Which at the time was still a successful franchise. Since then, Titanfall 2 has acquired a strong cult following, and pretty much anyone who has played it thinks it's a good, if not great, game. The multiplayer's mix of fast-paced, wall-running, grappling, and sliding first-person shooter gameplay, along with the massive titans you can call down to the battlefield and control, was gaming perfection. And the campaign is still brought up in conversations about the best campaigns in gaming, and especially first-person shooters. Now that Apex Legends is such a success, I worry about our chances of getting a new, true entry in the Titanfall series, but that doesn't stop me from hoping.
The number 1 series I want to see make a comeback is Prince of Persia. The Prince of Persia Sands of Time trilogy are some of my favorite games. The mix of platforming, puzzle solving, and acrobatic combat makes for an action-packed ride. To top it all off, if you make a mistake, you have a dagger that can rewind time, allowing you to feel more free to explore and try different strategies. The characters were fun, and the way that the story was presented by the prince and looped back on itself was a cool twist. There were technically more Prince of Persia games made after these, and they are supposedly working on a remaster of the original game, but this trilogy was the peak for me. Since it came out during the original Xbox, GameCube, and PS2 era, replaying these games can be tough, although you can get them on Steam. I would love to see more games in this series, or remasters and remakes of the original trilogy. So, those are the games that we'd personally love to come back. What about you? What games do you wish had a revival? Leave a comment and let us know. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving us a like and subscribing to get notified when the next one goes live. It really helps us out. If you want to hear us talk more about video games and with people who love them, check out our podcast, Your Friendly Neighborhood Gamers, wherever you get podcasts. With that, we will leave you with a friendly reminder to stay friendly, gamers.